Be blessed by the divine. Good evening, aspirants. We have Dr. Professor Jagadampal with us tonight to share with us insights on the topic, Who Am I from Swamiji's perspective. Ma'am pursued a MA MPhil History, MA B.Ed English Literature, MA Yoga for Human Excellence. Now she's doing a PhD in Yoga for Human Excellence. Her articles are published in reputed journals. She has 28 years of teaching working experiences in reputed schools and colleges. At present, she is working as assistant professor of NGM College, Pollachi, in the Department of Yoga for Human Excellence. Ma'am has started her service with Sky from 2007 onwards. She has been serving in Vedatrium for the past 13 years. She is conducting vision classes at Temple of Consciousness at Pollachi, an inspiring personality. Ma'am, we are waiting to listen to your speech. Be blessed by the divine. Professor?
Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Hail Guru's grace. Good evening to all present here. We always have the perception of I. I am happy. I am sad. I am hungry. I am hot. I am cold. I am angry, etc. etc. Yes, the experience of I always remain within us. But what does this I mean? This is the quest, a real quest of spiritual knowledge. It is said that at the temple of Apollo, Delphine, in Athens, it has been written in Greek language as know thyself. Know thyself, a powerful statement, Upanishad statement. Yes, we are going to ponder over the theme, Who am I this evening? Kshetragya Dhyanam, says Bhagavad Gita, which means to know the difference between the field of activities and the knower of the field of activities is the beginning of knowledge. It is the beginning of knowledge. The question, who am I, exists in a latent state in each and every one of us, creating a harmony in our entire being. This harmony itself brings the recognition of our divine existence. Being aware of self is a real meditation, says Ramana Maharishi. Ramana Maharishi, in his self-enquiry meditation, the question of who am I has a very special quality because it is an interrogation that makes the mind enter a state of void, emptiness. If we have wisdom and adequately train the mind, not superimposing anything on this void, no concepts, no attributes, nothing, then the real of spiritual heart, that is Atman, emerges. So the power of self-enquiry for uncovering the real you is a necessary factor. This spiritual heart, being the ultimate subject, cannot be known through any methods or system. When we genuinely understand this, a kind of surrender comes about in our being, and it penetrates us. All of our inner energies, which were previously mobilized by thoughts, desires, and our personality in general, enter into a peace-bringing equilibrium. We can also say in another way that the path of self-enquiry is an elimination of all that is known and search for what is unknown, that is the knowledge of the Supreme Self, true nature. Only by eliminating what is known, we can understand what is unknown, that is ultimate I, the eternal presence. Self-enquiry, therefore, means connecting with the heart and asking, who am I, without any expectation. Ramana Maharishi calls self-enquiry as the most sacred of sacred. Indeed, it is a revolutionary method in spirituality. Ramana Maharishi explains the reason why this practice is unique. What is essential in any sadhana or spiritual practice is to try to bring back the running mind and fix it on one thing only. Why then should it not be brought back and fixed on self attention? That alone is self inquiry. Scripture says this as Atma Vichara. So, that is all we have to do. That is what Sky System focuses and stresses on meditation and introspection for sublimation to realize the self. We can also say that self-inquiry is the awareness of awareness itself. It leads us beyond duality because the object of I is ultimately revealed as a subject itself. However, the question, who am I, brings us closer to our real nature. Stillness, actually speaking, self-inquiry itself is born from stillness. So, the concept of silence that we sometimes create in our mind and our being. Thus, because of silence, the spontaneous inward awareness of who we are naturally appears. Sky System also emphasizes on Maunam for this purpose only. It helps us grow spiritually. We have to make it as a regular practice. Self-inquiry means connecting with the heart and asking, who am I, without any expectation. Self-inquiry, the most sacred of sacred. Vethathiri Maharishi advocate it as introspection practice. That is thought analysis, moralization of desire, eradication of worries, neutralization of anger, and finally the realization, who am I. Maharishi explains step by step to practice how to realize the self. How to realize the self. Self-inquiry we can also understand in a better way how to practice it. Just as an attentive asana practice acquaint us with the intricacies of our physical body, the practice of self-inquiry, that is vichara, atma vichara, powerfully delves into the nature of the self. It is known as self-inquiry. So, it is a dominant philosophy in Hinduism, originated from Vedanta. It has been illuminated in the sacred text known as the Yoga Vashishta. We can say that it is the practice of having an internal dialogue with ourselves and the process of inquiring into our true nature. That is known as the self-study. So it is a process of examining our behaviors, habits, patterns, and so on. And how can we cultivate the self-awareness? Just as an efficient yoga practice helps us amplify the power of resilience, in the same way, self-inquiry and self-study practices enhances our discernment and help to develop the higher aspects of our mind. The more we look within for the answers and make shift in our life, guided by the inner wisdom, that is the self-inquiry practice nurtures, the smaller the gap between who we are, how our life becomes. Ask yourself, does the quality of my life currently reflect my fullest potential? What change do I need? Just by contemplating and answering the question, you may bridge the gap between yourself and the ultimate reality. That is being truly empowered. If you are ready to activate the positive transformation, this practice is a real toolbox. The consistent practice of self-inquiry, self-study can help you reconstruct the negative habits and limited beliefs. They can help us to get out of rut. As you cultivate more inner wisdom, your self-compassion will grow and your relationship with others will shift. Your life will be informed with quality of knowing that comes from the deep within. That is your inner teacher. There may be lot of impediments which we have to overcome with perseverance. Distraction comes us from various factors such as social media, the news, gossips, shopping, unnecessary eating, watching the games, electronic gadgets, addiction to electronic gadgets, etc., etc. So the upside is the resistance gives you the opportunity to tune into yourself and ask the potent questions that have the ability to transform you. We have to overcome with resilience. Factors such as procrastination and resistance, etc., will pull you down. Repeatedly ask the question, how do I behave when I feel uncomfortable? What behaviors do I engage in to avoid the feeling of pain? Am I ready for the change? Ask repeatedly, repeat, and you can find answer for this. When changes come, you have to accept it. You have to accept the change because enjoying the transitory aspects of our bodies is a part of the beauty and richness of being alive. These aspects of yourself are an important part of who you are. If you can recognize that there is something deeper within you that is unchanging, that is your true nature, that is authentic self, and if you can connect with it, identify with that part of yourself, which is so much more than your appearance and achievement in the world, says Patanjali Maharishi, you are likely to be less bothered by the physical changes that are beyond your control. I can explain this with an example for better understanding. Imagine you are having a box with a mixture of wanted and unwanted things inside it, and you are having it, but on the deep bottom of the box lies the most precious diamond. If you want to take the diamond, we have to remove the waste things out and reach the diamond. Similarly, through self-inquiry or introspection practices, we have to throw out the unwanted attributes of ours and reach our pure soul or Atman. We have to realize our Atman. The key is self-acceptance. So according to Patanjali Maharishi, the more connected you are with the unchanging self, the less you suffer. You have to develop the power of discrimination. What is right and what is wrong, what is true, what is authentic, what is self. You have to find out with yogic practices. So we have to find out because yoga, that meditation and introspection gives you strength to achieve this. Yoga is a relationship. In fact, the most important relationship you will ever have in your relationship with the self. So take time to nurture your relationship with yourself. Connecting with the self is the solution to realize your inner self. Connect with inner self, particularly when you are struggling with the issues of self-acceptance. So once you feel connected, you can cultivate the feeling of compassion and friendliness towards yourself by imagining how a friend or loved one might comfort you. Spend a few breaths or minutes connecting with this image and these feelings before bed, first thing in the morning, or during a break in the day. Do this every day for several weeks. Cultivating a relationship with self takes time, but we have to do it with perseverance, with patience. Spend time with yourself in other ways too, like doing asanas, pranayama practices, singing, playing outdoor games of any kind, running, any other activity you enjoy. You can follow it, you can nurture this relationship, you can focus beyond the physical body and connect more deeply with yourself. Whereas over time and with practice, your relationship with yourself can be strengthened in almost any activity you choose, and your yoga will truly become a practice in action. Then yoga becomes the part of your life. As Vedatri Maharishi says, yoga is a way of life and it is not a part of your life. So, self-enquiry can be practiced at all times. Self-enquiry should not be regarded as a meditation practice that takes place at certain hours and in certain positions. It should continue throughout one's waking hours, irrespective of what one is doing. Ramana Maharishi taught that by paying close attention to the I thought, this I thought will disappear and I self awareness remains. This results in effortless awareness of being. So we have to know the knowledge of the soul for self-realization. Self-realization, which will give the liberation, from the worldly desires. This, we all have the spiritual spark in ourself, which is known as the soul or Atman or spirit or Jivan. That is consciousness, which we cannot see in any lab or medical experiment. The reason is it is beyond the perception of material instrument. For example, an automobile engineer finds electrical energy as a source of motion in any motor. But if you go back to and see the wheels, axle rod, piston, engine or steering wheel, can you find the electrical energy there? Can you perceive it? Oh, no, we could not. In the same way, the Atman, which resides inside us, gives us energy. It drives our life, but we cannot perceive it, but we can realize it. Just as a doctor who treats our heart, liver, kidney, gallbladder, etc., he examines and gives medicine to us. But if the Atman is not inside our body, the doctor cannot do. He is helpless. It is the basics of our life. The soul cannot be perceived with any instrument. However, the symptoms of the soul, that is consciousness, can be perceived. Soul is the basis of life giving. So it gives life for all the things in the world, for example, plants, birds, animals, man, etc., etc. All has soul within us. Without soul, all are dead matter. So information regarding the soul is found in Vedic scriptures, which are very complete and precise and unique. Manduka Upanishad says, Isha Anugu Atma. Katha Upanishad says, Anu Pranamat. So all these says about the importance and existence of the soul. Svetasvara Upanishad says about the size of the soul. It's very tiny. You cannot imagine the size of the soul. Cut the tip of the hair into 100 parts and take one part out of it and further cut it into 100 parts. Is it possible? So it is the size of the soul. It is only the literary expression, whereas soul is subtle. Veda Vyasa in his Brahma Sutra says the gunas of the soul. So the nature of the soul is like the nature of the light. So if the light, imagine light present in a hall or in a room, it is 2 meters away from us. Even if it is away from us, we get the brightness, the energy of the light all over that area. The presence of the soul is like that. It is, suppose it is present in the heart but it pervades, its consciousness pervades throughout the body. For example, the fragrance of some flower in the garden makes the whole garden aromatic. If we enter the garden, we can feel the aroma of certain flowers. In the same way, we spread the consciousness to the entire body. Soul spreads the consciousness to the entire body. So that only if they cut the hand, we can feel the pain. Any part of the body is cut also, we can feel the pain out of it. It is like sandalwood. You all know about sandalwood. It has the capacity, its character is to cool the body, keeps the body cool. So even if you are not applying all over the body, we are keeping at the forehead. So its character is to cool the body. In the same way, the soul of our body spreads consciousness. It provides energy to the whole body. So we have to accept the existence of the soul. We have to perceive it in a spiritual way. As Vivekananda says, thy soul is immortal. So souls are immortal, spirits are free and eternal matter. So matter is a servant of you and you are not the servant of matter. The moment you get realization of yourself, your real self, your personality becomes centered. You become famous. So people talk about you, and this is how the famous personality emerge in the society. Take for example, any spiritual philosopher like Ramana Maharishi, Sri Aurobindo, Vedatri Maharishi, Swami Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, etc., etc. All these people, they found the answer for the question, who am I? They realized themselves. They attained God realization. So it can be achieved. It is not very hard to achieve it. If we practice, we can achieve it. Through Guru, we can realize everything. We can realize ourselves, the eternal soul. So, knowledge into yourself. I am the eternal soul. We have to bring that knowledge in ourselves. I am the eternal soul. I am not the body or I am not the mind. I am the part of the entire God. You will be sent from where you will be sent, and you have to focus upon it. The God from whom your soul is brought and where the soul is going to reach there. See, the famous philosopher Socrates once had a deep thinking and was walking on a road. At that time, he collided with a policeman, and the man became agitated. He was scolding the Socrates, and where are you going? How are you going? What are you doing like this? You have hit me and you are not bothered about it. And he was continuously scolding. Whereas Socrates is a great philosopher, he politely answered, I myself don't know. I was pondering over this fact for 40 years, 40 long years, that who am I? What is my goal? From where did I come? Where I have to go? If you find the answer, please tell me. Let me also know about it. So it is a simple story which have a high philosophy. Like Socrates, many of us are searching the answer for this question, who am I? But we all know the answer, how to achieve it, how to know the answer for this. But we have some obstacles to find, to come near to the answer. So yogic practices give you strength to achieve this. Practice this regularly. We realize to realize ourselves, the soul Atman. Realization of the soul is the ultimate goal of our journey. Ultimate goal of our journey. So I can conclude with the quotes of Ramana Maharishi that your own self-realization is the greatest service you can render to the world. Yes, try to render the valuable service to the world and make the world blissful world through self-realization. Realize yourself. Thank you. Valka Valamudan. Thanks for giving this opportunity. Be blessed by the divine.
Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful speech. Be blessed by the divine. Now we move on to the important announcements. Visit kayakalpayoga.edu.in to learn Kayakalpa techniques from your home. All vision courses are available online. Kindly visit kundaliniyoga.edu.in for more details. Please recommend it to your friends and relatives. Download Anboli app from Android Play Store to listen to Swamiji's rare speeches. Donate generously for Sky Yoga activities to WCSC, either through Anboli app or vedatri.edu.in in our Prime website. You would get Section 80G IT exemption. Connect with us on Facebook and YouTube at Sky Yoga TV to listen to all past speeches of our professors on various aspects of Sky Yoga. Subscribe to Sky Yoga TV and join our meditation individually on 28 March 2021 and support us to be successful in Guinness World Record. Aspirants, it's time for us to express our gratitude. Let us come to Duriya state. Professor Dr. Jagadambal, be blessed by the divine. Her good health, be blessed by the divine. A loving family, be blessed by the divine. Her divine service, be blessed by the divine. Thank you very much, Professor, for your wonderful speech. Please keep enlightening us with such wonderful topics from time to time. Be blessed by the divine. Tomorrow's schedule follows. Our program starts at 5:15 a.m. with 9 center meditation. 6 a.m. we have exercise in Tamil. 7 a.m. 9 center meditation in English. and 11 a.m. speech in Tamil by Professor Dr. Pragadishwaran from Chidambaram. Topic, Edirpaathalum Thittamiduthalum. Evening 6 p.m. meditation in Tamil, 6:30 p.m. speech in Tamil by Professor Saumitran from Chennai. Topic, Anbargale Varir. 8 p.m. we have Duriya meditation. 8:15 we have speech in English by Professor Ilamurugu Sekar from Bahrain on the topic eradication of worries. Please share the program. Invite your friends and relatives to get more benefited. We thank our beloved President Arunidhi Padma Shri S.K. Mailandam Sir for his leadership, continuous support and guidance. Looking forward to see you all tomorrow. Till then, stay safe and practice our Kundalini Yoga. This is Arunidhi Jayalakshmi from RER World Community Service Center IT team. Be blessed by the divine. Let us now conclude the session with world blessing. May the world be blessed with plenty of rain. The farmers work to produce an abundance of rain. Let practitioners of all prosper, flourish and grow. And culture progress through the need to share and grow. Let the rulers be beyond feelings of anger and fear, illiteracy, poverty, and all evils made to disappear. Let the true lamp of knowledge burn steady and bright. Our sense of duty guide us along paths always right. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you, one and all present here. Thank you, வாழ்க வளமுடன்.